The holiday season is the most wonderful time of the year for many. But for Kelly Ripa and Mark Consuelos, it's also the time of year they tend to get sick. We always get sick during the holidays, but I figured out why. Ripa shared on the Friday, December 5th, episode of Live with Kelly and Mark. It's because our bodies know we can't get sick, because we have to be here. I'm not kidding. As soon as it's the holidays, like day one, that's when I come down with something. Ripa noted that it's not stress that causes her and Consuelos to fall ill around the holidays. I just think my body knows, like, you don't have to be anywhere, so you will now get that virus that everybody else had. It's now your time, she said. To back her point, Ripa recalled a not-so-pleasant memory from a few years ago. Right at the beginning of COVID, we had winter break here. And there was a second outbreak of COVID, she told viewers. We tape our final show, and you, Michael Gelman, called me immediately, like 2 hours later, and you go, just so you know, when we come back from winter break, we're not coming back to the studio because there's another outbreak of COVID, and we're closing down the building again. As soon as she got home from the taping, Ripa said that her and Consuelos' kids each tested positive for COVID one by one. Consuelos himself also contracted the virus at the time. I put everybody in lockdown individually, Ripa shared. They go into deep lockdown. The couple share kids Michael, 28, Lola, 24, and Joaquin, 22. She continued, Andy Cohen calls me and he goes, just bite the bullet and get COVID and get it over with. You're the last person on earth to have COVID. Get COVID. And I, with my mask and my hazmat suit on and rubber gloves in the house, I said, if you think I am going to get sick during my already scheduled time off instead of maximizing my time off by getting COVID during a work week, you are wrong. Ripa managed to stay COVID-free for the remainder of break, but spent the holidays alone as her family recovered. On Live, Consuelos pointed out that Ripa didn't get COVID for the longest time. I didn't get it for a really long time, to the point where I got it, and I was in denial that I had it, Ripa confirmed. I was like, that's got to be a false positive. But I, in fact, had it. But it was during the work week, so yay me. Earlier this week, Ripa revealed on Live that she is way behind on purchasing Christmas gifts for her family. I am usually done by now. I have not begun, she stated on the show's Thursday, December 4th episode. Consuelos offered a solution to her holiday stress, suggesting that they don't need to purchase presents for each other this year. Ripa was down with the idea as she went on a joke. That's actually 2 less gifts, 'cause I don't have to get your gift, and I don't have to get the gift that you give me, she quipped. So, it's like real freedom. The holiday season at the Ripa, Consuelos household had an almost magical quality. Twinkling lights, elaborately decorated trees, the soft scent of pine and cinnamon drifting through the halls. Yet there was one thing even more predictable than the sparkle of the garland or the first snowfall in Manhattan. Kelly and Mark were going to get sick. In fact, it had become a running joke between them. This, Kelly would announce every December 1st while pointing at her own face, is a pre-existing condition. My immune system knows my schedule better than my agent. And Mark would laugh, roll his eyes, and hand her a mug of ginger tea. We're not getting sick this year, he'd insist. Positive thinking. But their bodies had other plans. This particular December, on the morning of Live with Kelly and Mark's final taping before winter break, Kelly was practically glowing. She had made it through the entire fall without so much as a sniffle. Even Mark had survived the season unscathed. It felt like a minor Christmas miracle. Backstage, as the crew buzzed around setting up holiday segments, she nudged Mark playfully. You know what this means? She whispered dramatically. This is the year we finally break the holiday curse. Mark smirked. You say that every year. And one of these years I'll be right. She strutted toward the set, her candy cane-striped dress swishing behind her, projecting confidence, but she knew better. Her immune system had the comedic timing of a seasoned actor, and it loved a dramatic twist during vacation time. The show went off without a hitch. Festive, sparkling, filled with good cheer. A perfect send-off into holiday freedom. When the credits rolled and Kelly stepped off stage, her phone buzzed. Gelman. She hesitated before answering. Nothing good ever comes from a call minutes after taping, she thought. Just so you know, Gelman said, skipping any greeting. When we return from winter break, we're not coming back to the studio. There's another COVID outbreak. We're closing the building again. Kelly blinked. Again? Again. She hung up and exhaled slowly. The universe, it seemed, could not resist irony. When she arrived home, ready to sink into her couch and begin her long-awaited winter break, she noticed an unusual quiet. Too quiet. Michael was on the stairs, looking guilty. Mom, he began. Don't tell me, Kelly said. Just don't. We tested positive, he blurted. All of us. Lola poked her head out from the hallway upstairs, holding a tissue to her nose. Joaquin sneezed loudly behind her. Mark appeared around the corner wearing sweatpants and an apologetic expression. Kelly stared at them like a commander surveying a battlefield. All of you? All of you, she repeated. They nodded. Kelly closed her eyes for a long moment. Of course. Of course this happens the moment I'm off work. She loved her family, cherished them, adored them, but she also cherished not being sick, especially during the holidays. And she had the household immune system history to back up her paranoia. Well, she announced, clapping her hands together with determination, you're all going into lockdown. The kids exchanged confused looks. Like, actual lockdown? Joaquin asked. Deep lockdown, Kelly corrected.
You, each, in your
rooms. Mark raised an eyebrow. Honey, it's not. Deep lockdown, she repeated, pointing like a drill sergeant. She immediately transformed into a one-woman biohazard response unit. Mask, gloves, disinfectant spray holstered like a sheriff's revolver. She delivered food to doorways like a masked hotel butler, sanitized everything that didn't move, and cut off any attempt at physical proximity with ninja-esque reflexes. At one point, she caught Mark trying to sneak out of his room for an extra blanket. No, she hissed from behind her mask. Back. Inside. Mark's shoulders slumped. You're enjoying this. Absolutely not, she lied. I'm trying to survive.
Her phone rang.
Andy Cohen. Kelly answered with her elbow, because both hands were occupied with disinfectant wipes. Kel, Andy said, just bite the bullet and get COVID. Get it over with. You are literally the last person on earth to catch it. Kelly pretended not to hear him while adjusting her hazmat-style goggles. If you think I am going to get sick during my already scheduled time off instead of maximizing my time off by getting COVID during a work week, she snapped, you are wrong. You are so wrong. She hung up on him mid-laugh. For the next week, she lived in self-imposed isolation inside her own isolation-filled house. Her meals were the only safe ones, sealed, untouched by human hands. She watched movies alone. She read books alone. She wrapped Christmas gifts alone. She binged entire seasons of TV shows without anyone interrupting her with coughing fits or fever checks. By day 6, she was speaking to the Christmas tree. "You get me," she told it. "You don't have germs." Her family, meanwhile, slowly improved from behind their quarantined bedroom doors, occasionally shouting requests through cracks in the hallway. "I need more tissues. Mom, can I have soup? Where's the charger for my laptop?" Kelly would shout back, "Stay where you are," while sliding supplies across the floor like she was bowling for health. Finally, the day before New Year's Eve, the household tested negative, one by one, like dominoes falling in reverse. Kelly stood triumphantly in the foyer, mask hanging off one ear, gloves drooping from overuse. She had done it. She had survived the outbreak. She had protected her time off. She had conquered the holiday curse. At least, for the moment. The following spring, when she eventually did get COVID, she was so sure it must have been a false positive that she made the doctor retest her twice. Mark reminded her of her words from months earlier, and she admitted, begrudgingly, that yes, she may have gotten a bit dramatic about dodging the virus. But, she said proudly, "I got it during a work week." Victory. Mark rolled his eyes affectionately. Only you would schedule COVID like a business meeting. Now, this December, the holiday season had returned, and so had their tradition of getting sick. But something felt different this year. There was no outbreak, no imminent lockdown, no frantic calls from Gelman telling them the studio was shutting its doors again. For the first time in ages, their winter break promised to be normal.